Effects of onloading cargo. The previous example showed the way the weight and CG change when cargo was offloaded. This example shows the way both parameters change when cargo is unloaded. The same basic airplane is used in the following example, but 3,000 pounds of cargo is unloaded in the forward cargo hold. The weight before cargo is loaded is 87,500 pounds. CG before cargo is loaded is 27.1% Mach. Weight change, positive 3,000 pounds. Forward cargo hold centroid is in station 352.1. Mach is 141.5 inches. Lemach is in station 549.13. First, determine the CG location in inches from the datum before the cargo is unloaded. Do this by first determining the distance of the CG aft of the Lemach. CG inches aft of Lemach equals CG inches percent Mach all over 100 times Mach. Substituting the values, it will be 27.1 all over 100 times 141.5. The answer will be 38.35 inches. Second step, determine the distance between the CG and the datum by adding the CG in inches aft of Lemach to the distance from the datum to Lemach. CG inches from datum equals CG inches aft of Lemach plus datum to Lemach. It will be 38.35 plus 549.13. The answer will be 587.48 inches. Third step, determine the moment divided by 1,000 for the original weight. Moment divided by 1,000 equals weight times arm all over 1,000. It will be 87,500 times 587.48 all over 1,000. The answer will be 51,404.5. Fourth step, determine the new weight and new CG by first determining the moment divided by 1,000 of the added weight. Multiply the amount of weight added by the centroid of the forward cargo hold, and then divide this by 1,000. Moment divided by 1,000 equals weight times arm all over 1,000. It will be 3,000 times 352.1 all over 1,000. The answer will be 1,056.3. Fifth step, add the unloaded cargo weight and its moment divided by 1,000 with the original weight and moment divided by 1,000, like the one shown in the table. Sixth step, determine the location of the new CG by dividing the total moment divided by 1,000 by the total weight and multiplying this by the reduction factor of 1,000. CG equals total moment divided by 1,000 all over total weight times 1,000. It will be 52,460.8 all over 90,500 times 1,000. The answer will be 579.68 inches behind the datum. Seventh step, convert the new CG location to percent Mach. First, determine the distance between the CG location and Lemach. CG inches aft of Lemach equals CG inches from datum minus Lemach. It will be 579.68 minus 549.13. The answer will be 30.55 inches. Eighth and last step, then determine new CG in percent Mach. CG percent Mach equals distance CG to Lemach divided by Mach times 100. It will be 30.55 all over 141.5 times 100. The answer will be 21.59% Mach. Effects of shifting cargo from one hold to another. When cargo is shifted from one cargo hold to another, the CG changes, but the total weight of the aircraft remains the same. As an example, use this data. Loaded weight is 90,000 pounds. Loaded CG is in station 580.97, which is 22.5% Mach. Forward cargo hold centroid is in station 352. Aft cargo hold centroid is in station 724.9. Mach is 141.5 inches. Lemach is in station 549. To determine the change in CG caused by shifting 2,500 pounds of cargo from the forward cargo hold to the aft cargo hold, use this formula. Change in CG equals weight shifted times distance shifted all over total weight. If we substitute the values, it would be 2,500 times 227.9 plus 144.9 all over 90,000. It will be 2,500 times 372.8 divided by 90,000. The answer will be 10.36 inches. Since the weight was shifted aft, the CG moved aft and the CG change is positive. If the shift were forward, the CG change would be negative. Before the cargo was shifted, the CG was located at station 580.97, which is 22.5% Mach. The CG moved up 10.36 inches, so the new CG is new CG equals old CG plus or minus change in CG. Substituting the values, it will be 580.97 plus 10.36 equals 591.33 inches. Convert the location of the CG in inches aft of the datum to percent Mach by using this formula. Change in CG percent Mach equals change in CG inches all over Mach times 100. Substituting the values, it will be 10.36 divided by 141.5 times 100. The answer will be 7.32% Mach. The new CG in percent Mach caused by shifting the cargo is the sum of the old CG plus the change in CG. New CG percent Mach equals old CG plus or minus change in CG. Substituting the values, it will be 22.5% plus 7.32%. The answer will be 29.82% Mach. Some aircraft AFMs locate the CG relative to an index point rather than the datum or the Mach. An index point is a location specified by the aircraft manufacturer from which arms used in weight and balance computations are measured. Arms measured from the index point are called index arms, and objects ahead of the index point have negative index arms, while those behind the index point have positive index arms. Use the same data as in the previous example, except for these changes. Loaded CG, index arm of 0.97, which is 22.5% Mach. Index point, fuselage station 580.0. Forward cargo hold centroid, negative 227.9 index arm. Aft cargo hold centroid, positive 144.9 index arm. Mach 141.5 inches. Lemach negative 30.87 index arm. The weight was shifted 372.8 inches. The change in CG can be calculated by using this formula. Change in CG equals weight shifted times distance shifted all over total weight. It will be 2,500 times 724.9 minus 352 all over 90,000. It will be 2,500 times 372.9 divided by 90,000. The answer will be 10.36 inches. Since the weight was shifted aft, the CG moved aft, and the CG change is positive. If the ship were forward, the CG change would be negative. Before the cargo was shifted, the CG was located at 0.97 index arm, which is 22.5% Mach. The CG moved up 10.36 inches, and the new CG is new CG equals old CG plus or minus change in CG. It will be 0.97 plus 10.36. The answer will be 11.33 index arm. The change in CG in percent Mach is determined by using this formula. New CG percent Mach equals old CG plus or minus change in CG. It will be 22.5% plus 7.32% equals 29.82% Mach. The new CG in percent Mach is the sum of the old CG plus the new change in CG. Change in CG percent Mach equals change in CG inches divided by Mach times 100. This will be 10.36 divided by 141.5 times 100. The answer will be 7.32% Mach. Notice that the new CG is in the same location whether the distances are measured from the datum or from the index point.